Chapter 3 Budding Dancers. 4 dancers were auditioning to play Ravan. As the mridangam drum boomed and the Nattuvana recited the beats, one after another, they strode to the center of the stage, playing the powerful, arrogant king of Lanka. Then Guru Shankaran wanted 2 of the dancers to perform again and shouted to the wings,
Vijayan, Bhaskar, one more round please.
I think Vijayan is the best. That tall dancer with long hair? I asked, and Jeshri nodded.
Bhaskar is not bad either.
Muthu added. Which one is Bhaskar? The dancer with his hair in a ponytail? Surabhi pointed to a dancer who stood in the wings. He was fair with a long nose and big eyes.
Vijayan and Bhaskar are both seniors. They are the best dancers in their class, and they don't like each other one bit.
Raghu said. He was a real gossip and always had stories about what was happening in the hostel.
This should be interesting.
I vote for Vijayan, I said as he strode in with long, easy strides. Jayashri and I were right. Vijayan was chosen. Once he was selected, he went and touched Guru Shankaran's feet, and as Guruji blessed him, they exchanged a quick smile. Raghu added more gossip.
Bhaskar is convinced that Guruji favors Vijayan, and that's why Vijayan gets the best roles.
We 5 were fascinated with the dance rehearsals. From then on, every afternoon we'd rush off to the hostel for lunch and then sit and watch the dancers. Surprisingly, I found Guru Shankaran the most interesting to watch. He was quite old, his long greying hair tied back in a small knot, always clad in white kurta and veshti. He would demonstrate each role for the dancers, the gestures and the expressions, and I was amazed at how he would change himself. One moment he was a short, stocky, middle-aged man. The next he was a young Ram striding across the stage like a warrior prince, and the next he was a shy and timid Sita. A few days later, Guruji became angry with Vijayan. I don't know what was wrong with Vijayan because he was dancing so badly. Twice he lost the beat and once he crashed into another dancer. And then he slipped and fell. He sat there holding his ankle, his face twisted in pain. Guruji lost his temper.
What's wrong with you today? Go and get that ankle fixed. I am sorry, Guruji.
Vijayan stood up and limped away, his shoulders drooping.
Is he ill? He never dances this badly. He's been upset about something since yesterday.
Raghu, as always, knew everything.
Vijayan is a scholarship student, and someone was telling me that he has money problems. His father is dead, and his mother works in a shop, and there is a younger brother in school. Vijayan often has to do odd jobs around Kalakshetra to earn some extra money.
Guru Shankaran discovered him dancing in a folk theatre troupe and got him the scholarship, but he has to do well. Bhaskar would be so happy if Vijayan failed. Just look at his face. Vijayan has hurt his ankle and Bhaskar is thrilled. I turned to look at Bhaskar, who was standing on stage looking very pleased with himself. You guys don't like Bhaskar or what?
He's a real pain. He has his own gang and they bully the younger students. His father's a big businessman, so some of the students are always going up to him because he takes them to restaurants and movies. I heard that there is a big dance festival coming up later this year at the Chidambaram temple and Kalakshetra is sending a troupe. The senior students are all fighting for the big roles, and if Vijayan performs well as Ravan, then he'll go as lead dancer. Bhaskar just hates the idea.
That is so not true. We have been watching him and we can see how strict and fair he is as a teacher. As a matter of fact, he yells at Vijayan the most. Just then Vijayan came back. His ankle was strapped and he went back to dancing. I glanced at Bhaskar, sitting there watching as Vijayan danced, his face grim with disappointment. A few days later, I was heading home from rehearsals. It was early evening. As I was passing at Kalakshetra office, I spotted Vijayan heading towards the gate. Hearing my steps, he turned. I waved and he smiled at me, so I hurried up to catch up with him.
You are one of the summer students?
He asked in Tamil. I nodded and replied in Tamil. I'm Padmaja. I've been trying to tell you how much I love watching you dance. You're really good.
Thanks. You have come from Delhi?
I study at a school there, St. Teresa, and stay in the hostel.
Ah, a convent. That is why your English is so good. I have heard you talk.
He looked down as we walked silently for a while and then said, hesitantly,
Could you do me a favor?
Sure, anything.
Will you speak to me in English?
I was puzzled. English?
I want to speak English like you do, fluently. You see, I did not go to a good school, and I know I can't speak it well, and Guru Shankaran says I have to practice for my English conversation.
Cool, no problem.
Cool.
He mimicked me and laughed. I was still feeling a bit surprised at his request. I wondered why he had asked me when there were so many students in his class who could help him. Then I realized he was embarrassed. He would have to study with them for years while I would be gone in a couple of months.
You'll correct my pronunciation when I speak wrongly.
Sure. So, what do we talk about?
Dance?
He was going home for the night, so we walked to the bus stop, and as we stood there waiting, we chatted about dance and what it was like playing Ravan, Chennai's best dosa shop, Rajnikant's latest film, and the music of Ilayaraja. All the while I kept correcting his grammar and pronunciation, and he would listen carefully and repeat after me. He didn't even mind when I teased him for his mistakes.
We should do this again.
So that's how I became Vijayan's English teacher. From The Foxy Foursome by Subhadra Sen Gupta. Adapted. Mridangam. A barrel-shaped double-headed drum with one head larger than the other used in South Indian music. Nattuvana. Someone who is well versed in all the departments of Bharatanatyam, that is, singing, keeping the beats, and conducting choreography. Strode, past tense of stride, meaning moving firmly on foot. Arrogant, unpleasantly proud, behaving as if you are more important or better than others. Stocky, sturdily built, drooping, hanging down heavily. Troupe, a group of singers or dancers who work and travel together. Shrugged, raised one's shoulders slightly to express doubt. Grim, very serious or gloomy. Disappointment, feeling of sadness caused by one's hopes or expectations not being fulfilled. Mimicked, copied the way a particular person speaks or moves, usually in order to make people laugh.